So Captain America 4, Captain America Brave New World, Captain America New World Order. I don't actually know the new title of this film. I think it's Brave New World, right? Because New World Order was wrong or something. I can't remember why they changed it. There was some controversy. It made sense, actually. But, you know, the title changes I'm not worried about. What I'm worried about is that Captain America 4 has had, like, 4 fucking reshoots. And they've remade this movie. After filming the movie, they went and saw or showed it in test screenings, and the audience reactions were so negative that they had to go back in there and completely change it. And they've been trying to change it and change it and change it to just try and find a movie that the audience likes. And I wanted to come on here and talk about that because how are we fucking this thing up as much as we are? I don't get it. So Captain America 4 obviously does not have Steve Rogers in it. This is going to be Anthony Mackie's Sam's first time donning the stripes in a Captain America movie. It's the correct path. It's the correct movie they should make. The rumors before that the movie was going to come out, this was going to be like the Winter Soldier spy movie arc. Heard that about a lot of fucking Marvel projects that have been coming out, that this was going to be the new Winter Soldier spy adventure. It never is. Like Secret Invasion, I remember the trailers came out and I was like, that kind of looks sick. Like, that looks like a spy show, and it was ass. Yeah, not good. But I want to come on here and, like, why is this movie failing? Like, if you have to reshoot a film, usually reshoots, one reshoot is bad. Or one reshoot normally kind of means, like, you just got to clean some things up. Maybe you didn't like a thing that an actor did, whatever. It's not really a good sign, but maybe it's not, like, the worst sign in the world. 2 reshoots, you're fucked. Like, you didn't get it all right, and, like, you didn't get it right the second time either, and it's fucked. And now this movie's had 4 or 5 reshoots, and to the point where there are multiple versions of the Captain America 4 out there. Like, Giancarlo Esposito got added to this film as a significant villain and threat after the movie started filming, which means that the script had to adjust to get him in it. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Seth Rollins was in this movie as a major villain, I believe. Completely cut out. How? I'm confused how you're making new movies out of a movie you've already filmed. I don't understand how that's done. It's a terrible sign. It's a terrible sign, which is funny, or it's not funny. It's weird to say because the trailers that have come out for Captain America 4 look good, but they've been focused mainly on one thing. They've been mostly focused on Red Hulk, who, from everything that we've been hearing, is not really in this movie that much. He's in it for like one fight scene. I don't think Mark Ruffalo is in here to be, the normal Hulk, so that's also kind of weird. The leader from The Incredible Hulk, he's in here, right? I think he is, or maybe he's in Thunderbolts. But I thought he was in this one. Obviously, with the recasting of Harrison Ford being the new Thunderbolt Ross, that brings in some challenges and conflicts. I can't, deny that. But my, problem with this is that there's no way that this is going to be a good movie. Because if you have to make multiple new movies out of a movie you've already shot to try and make it work, you're fucked. Like, let's go back on all the movies that have tried to do that over the fucking years. Fan 4-Stick, fucking Justice League. That's only 2, but I can't. Most of the Sony movies, most of the DC movies have had their fair share of reshoots and issues. And very rarely, very, very, very rarely do they ever come out or pull out on top or make sense in any capacity. I don't think when they went and started filming this thing that they had the script done. There's no fucking way. Because my thought process is before Disney decided that they were completely going to pivot with Marvel and focus on quality over quality, they already started production on this thing, and now they're fucked. And they're just trying to make it work. And they're not willing to they don't want to put out a bad movie, so they're literally just filming this movie 1,000 times. But to me, whenever you're doing multiple reshoots and reshoots upon reshoots upon reshoots upon reshoots, it's like, to me, copying a film over and over and over and over and over again. It just becomes more degraded, and the original story starts to fade in the background. Oftentimes, the original story is the one that, in film, honestly, there's drafts, but like when you start to stray away from the story you want to tell too much to tell another story, and then you want to tell another story from that one, and the problem is you're doing it all while you're in production. It feels like this movie has been like announced and delayed and announced and delayed, and we've gotten trailers and shit for this thing 100 times, and it's still not out. And it's like, this is the only time in a Marvel movie where I felt like that. Like they can't get this done for whatever reason. There's something horribly wrong and shit's fucked. If they made a bad movie, it happens. My fear is that they're going to be making an even worse movie trying to fix this and make a good movie. And obviously, Falcon's Captain America for the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward, that is an important film. You can't just brush this one under the rug, and you've already spent millions upon millions upon millions and millions, additional millions of dollars on making new movies and then marketing the new movies that you make out of the one original movie that you already filmed. And it's not Anthony Mackie's fault. It's not Harrison Ford's fault. But goddamn, guys, I mean, not a great first start for leads of your Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward. Maybe they're doing it to try to, show respect to Anthony Mackie and say, hey, we know this is important. We're not going to fuck you over here. But I feel like you're fucking him over even more by trying to reshoot this thing a million times. Maybe it comes out great. And you'll never know until you try. But it worries me whenever you've reshot this thing and redone this thing several times. And every time you do it and put the audience out there and kind of get a scale of where you're at and do your audience reactions, multiple times now they've spit in your face. That's not a good sign at all. And whenever I start to research into this thing as to why Captain America 4 isn't what's going on inside of it, everybody just bitches about somehow this all gets circled around into being political, and I'm not gonna fucking entertain that. I feel like you could have made a political, entertaining spy, thriller movie. I really don't know how you can't make this work. You have access to the most talented writers on the planet. Anthony Mackie is no slouch of an actor. Obviously, I don't know him, personally. I don't know anything really outside of the personal life of Anthony Mackie. But every project that I've seen him in Marvel has been pretty good. And the shield getting passed down to him makes sense. It made sense in the comics. It makes sense now. Do I think it is cooler than the original Captain America? No, but that's just because I don't really fuck with the wings. I just don't care about Falcon. I gotta be honest. Maybe that's it. I just said it. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is that to most people, Falcon is a great side character, but the fucking wings are not cool enough to be a main character. Maybe that's the problem. But regardless, you have to find a way to elevate that to be a main character. How do you make the wings more interesting? I don't know. In the comics, was Anthony Mackie's was Falcon's Captain America center stage? I don't think he ever was. But obviously, you can't have Captain America be a fucking side character. Or maybe you can. I don't know. With the time that passes and the reshoots that happen for this movie, it's not a good sign. Mainly just from a PR stance. And you're going to end up getting disgruntled actors and Harrison Ford's not going to come back and Anthony Mackie's going to be pissed. And I don't know what's going on with this thing. I know in the attempt to make Sam's Captain America a big deal, you have to make this movie. And calling it Captain America is absolutely fair. But maybe you shouldn't go big time with it and let this be a narrative-driven, emotional story where we can maybe relate to Sam a little bit more, learn more about Sam as a character that will make us care more about him than just being the side character with the wings. I don't know how to fix this, really. I just know it's possible, and it's fixable. And part one was making a script that would have serviced this character if your goal is to make this character a mainstay character. Apparently they didn't do that off the rip. So yeah, Captain America 4, Brave New Disaster, as people are nicknaming it. What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. And I think that's it for this week. But we'll see you guys next week. But yeah, peace, love, adios, and goodbye.